If your feet are always cold, if your leg starts tingling out of nowhere, or if that numbness shows up just when you're getting up from the couch, you're not alone. Many people after the age of 50, 60, 70 feel exactly that. A heavy sensation in the legs, swelling at the end of the day, or annoying little prickles in the toes that seem endless. And the worst part is that it gets in the way of simple things. Walking around the house, sitting down to watch a movie, or even lying down to relax without having to move your feet all the time. And let me tell you something important. Most of the time, this isn't nonsense, nor a sign that you suddenly got weak. Often it's just a very clear message from the body saying, "Hey, the circulation down here isn't flowing the way it should." Now here comes the good part. There's a very simple adjustment, just 1 minute long, that you can do sitting in a chair, with no impact, no rush, and no need for strength. A gentle movement that works like a natural pump, helping the blood return from the legs upward, and bringing more lightness, more warmth in the feet, and less numbness throughout the day. And today I'm going to explain this to you in the clearest way possible, in 2 parts. First, I'm going to show you what this exercise is, and more importantly, why it works. Because when we understand the why, we do it with more intention, and we do it the right way. You'll realize that it's not magic, and it's nothing complicated. It's just using a part of the body that was made exactly to help circulation, and that many people leave switched off without noticing, especially when they spend a lot of time sitting. After that, I'll guide you step by step, really simply, so you can do it right now, wherever you are. No exaggeration, no pain, at your own pace. And I'll also tell you a few simple daily tips that help this result show up faster. Things like short breaks, how to sit, and details that may seem silly, but actually make a real difference. So stay with me until the end. And if you want, when I get to the step-by-step part, you can do it along with me. Just 1 minute. That's it. Because sometimes it's exactly that 1 little minute a day that changes the comfort of your legs and feet. You know that feeling that your leg shuts off just when you need it the most? You get up from the couch and your foot feels like it's not yours for a few seconds. Or you're just sitting still watching TV, and suddenly your feet get cold. A weird tingling starts, like a bunch of little needles bothering you from the inside. A lot of people think this is just part of getting older, and that's it. But in practice, this is often a very simple message from the body. The circulation down there is getting too slow. And that's exactly where the exercise I'm going to show you today comes in. It's not walking. It's not a hard stretch. It doesn't require stamina. It doesn't require strength. It's a short 1 minute adjustment, done while sitting. That combines 2 things: an ankle movement that activates the calf muscle, and a movement with your toes that wakes up the tip of the circulation and the foot's sensitivity. This combo is simple on the outside, but inside it has a very smart effect. Think of it like this. The heart pushes the blood with strength. It does that well. But the return of blood, especially from the feet and shins, depends on a trick from the body. And that trick isn't in the chest, it's in the leg. The calf works like an auxiliary pump. When you move your ankle, the calf squeezes the veins inside and pushes the blood upward. It's as if the body has a support system to fight gravity. But this system only works if you give it movement. When your routine turns into long periods sitting still, with your feet flat on the ground, this pump has nothing to do. Then the blood takes longer to go back up. The area gets more heavy, colder, and the signals start showing up. And here comes the part where many people don't make the connection. The nerves in the foot and leg don't like slow circulation. Nerves need oxygen coming in properly. When the flow doesn't keep up, they complain in their own way. The complaint can be tingling, numbness, that sensation of a numb foot, or even a small instability, like you don't fully trust the foot's support on the ground. Now, why does this exercise have two parts? Because one part clears the main roads and the other clears the small streets. The ankle movement gets the calf working and improves blood return. It pushes out what's building up and helps open the path for fresh blood to come in. The toe movement works the finer part of the system at the far end, where circulation tends to get sluggish and where numbness loves to hide. Besides that, moving the toes is a direct way to stimulate the nerve endings in the foot, like reminding your brain that this area is active and present. And there's one detail that makes this even more interesting. This kind of improvement doesn't depend on pushing yourself during exercise. It depends on consistency. One well-done minute, repeated regularly, becomes a daily message to the body. Let's keep this path open. Movement creates pressure. Pressure pushes the blood, and when you do this calmly and consistently, the body responds. Soon I'm going to show you the exact step-by-step, in the simplest way possible, so you can do it on any chair, at any time of day, with no pain and no complication. Perfect. Now let's do it together, the right way, calmly, without pain and without complication. I want you to think of this as a daily reset for your legs and feet. One well-done minute is worth more than 10 rushed minutes done without feeling the movement. First, prepare the setting. Choose a firm chair that doesn't sink too much. Sit with your hips all the way back in the seat, like you're getting ready to watch something comfortably, but without slouching. Rest your back if you want, and relax your shoulders. Now place both feet on the floor, parallel, about hip-width apart. The key here is simple. The foot needs to be fully supported at the start, and the knee needs to be at a comfortable angle, without strain. If the chair is too high and your feet are hanging, place a thick book or a low box under your feet, just to make solid contact with the floor. That makes a difference. Before starting the movement, do a quick sensation check, just so you can notice the change afterward. Notice if your foot is cold, if there's any numb area, if you feel heaviness in your shin, or if your leg feels full. It's not something to worry about, it's just your starting point. Now we're ready. The first part of the exercise is the ankle rocking, which activates the calf. Imagine your foot is a seesaw. You'll alternate the pressure between the ball of your foot and the heel in a controlled way. Start with your feet fully on the floor. Now, without lifting your toes off the ground, slowly raise your heels, as if trying to go up on tiptoe. Just seated. Go up as far as is comfortable. At the top, you'll feel the calf contract, like it's giving an internal hug. Hold it for a second, just one, like telling the muscle to wake up, and come down slowly without letting the heel drop heavily. Lowering with control is just as important as lifting. As soon as the heel touches the ground again, do the opposite. Keeping the heel on the ground, lift the front of the foot, raising the toes and the ball of the foot, as if you were trying to show someone the sole of your shoe. You'll feel the shin working a bit here, that area in front of the leg. Hold for a second too, and return slowly, until the sole of the foot is fully touching the ground again. That's one cycle. Heel up, down. Ball of foot, up, down. And you'll repeat this cycle at a pace that feels like a slow song. Not fast, not stiff. A good rhythm is one where you can breathe normally while doing it. If you notice you're holding your breath, slow down. This exercise works best when the body is calm. Now, how many reps? The goal here is practical, not a perfect number. Usually, 10 to 15 cycles in this first part are enough to activate the calves well, but it's all about the sensation. You want to feel the calf lighting up and a little warmth starting to show up in the foot, even if it's faint. If you do 5 cycles and already feel activated, great. If you do 15 and feel comfortable, even better. Just don't let it hurt. Pain is a signal to reduce the range, reduce the speed, or take a break. And there's one detail that changes everything. Your body weight must stay on the seat. Many people try to help by leaning forward, locking the hips, or using the thigh muscles. That's not necessary. The point is to isolate the movement at the ankle. That's where the calf acts as a pump. Now pay attention to 3 common mistakes because they steal your results without you realizing. The first is doing it too fast, like tapping your foot. When it's fast, it becomes a shallow movement, and you don't give the calf time to squeeze properly. The second mistake is lifting the whole foot off the ground when going on the ball. Don't take the foot off. Pivot like a seesaw. The third is tensing the whole body, especially shoulders and stomach, like it's a heavy workout. Keep your face relaxed, jaw loose, breathing free. The effort is local, not a struggle. Once you finish this first part, you've already done the main thing. Many people notice a small difference right away. Sometimes just a feeling of lightness. Sometimes a warmth starting to spread. Sometimes a sense that your foot landed more firmly on the ground. And now comes the second part, which is the toe movement, which wakes up the tip of the circulation and directly connects to sensation. Keep your feet on the floor. Now, without lifting your foot off the floor, try to spread your toes, as if you were trying to create space between them. Not everyone can spread them much, and that's okay. The important thing isn't how it looks. It's that you try for real. Try to spread and hold for about 3 to 5 seconds. While holding, imagine you're spreading your foot on the ground, creating a wider base. After that, curl your toes inward, like trying to grip the floor with them, making a firm scrunch, but without cramping. Hold for 1 second and relax. And repeat. Here, 5 to 10 reps of this open and close is usually ideal. And here's the trick. Many people feel more effect if they do it slowly, feeling each toe take part. If you feel like only the big toe moves and the others don't follow, that's fine. Just keep trying, because the foot gets lazy when it's been asleep for a long time. With practice, it improves. If you're having a lot of trouble opening your toes, here are 2 simple adaptations. The first is to do it barefoot or with thin socks, because tight shoes get in the way. The second is to use your hands for a few days just to teach the movement. You can hold your foot and gently help open the toes without forcing, and then try on your own. Another practical option is to place a small towel on the floor and try to scrunch it up with your toes, like pulling it toward you. That wakes up the foot in a similar way, and many people find it easier at the beginning. Now the 1-minute routine goes like this. Do the ankle rocking for about 40 seconds, and then the toes for around 20 seconds. No need to check the clock. You'll feel the time. If you want an easy reference, think of 2 short songs in your head. First the calves, then the toes, and done. 1 well-used minute. When to do this? The easiest time is when you already have a routine. Many people like to do it in the morning, right after putting their feet on the floor or after drinking water, because it starts the day by unlocking the legs. Another great time is in the middle of the afternoon, when the body slows down and circulation seems to get sluggish, especially if you've been sitting for a long time. And the third excellent time is at night before bed, because it helps reduce that heavy leg feeling and can improve comfort for sleeping. If you want a simple plan, start like this. Do it once a day for a week, always at the same time. Then, if you feel it's helping, increase to twice. And if you're going through a time when your legs feel very heavy, 3 times a day is usually a good goal. Just remember, consistency beats intensity. It's better to do 1 minute every day than do a lot in one day and forget for 4. Now, signs you're doing it right. You feel the calves working during the ankle rocking, but no pain. You notice your feet feel more present after the toe work, like they're making better contact with the floor. You might notice light warmth showing up or a slight improvement in the tingling afterward. Sometimes the improvement is immediate, sometimes it appears after a few days, because the body picks up the habit. And it's normal to have days where you feel more and others where you feel less. That doesn't mean it's not working. It means your body is alive and changes with sleep, hydration, time sitting, and even room temperature. And now one important bit of common sense care. If you feel strong pain, if one leg is very swollen, if there's a foot wound that won't heal, a sudden big color change, or if the numbness is rapidly getting worse, this is not the time to keep doing the exercise thinking it'll fix everything. In those cases, the smart thing to do is get evaluated by a healthcare professional. The idea here is to support your body with a safe habit, not to push through something that's asking for attention. To wrap up, I'll give you a way to fit this in without mental effort. Every time you sit down to watch TV, do the minute before you hit play. Every time you sit down to eat, do the minute before the first bite. Every time you go to bed, do the minute. If you tie the exercise to an existing habit, you don't depend on motivation. You depend on routine. And routine is what makes circulation respond. And now I want you to keep one simple idea, because it changes the way you look at this problem. Numbness, tingling, cold feet, and heavy legs are not a fate. Most of the time, they're a message that circulation down there is asking for help. And the good news is that this help doesn't have to be complicated, exhausting, or painful. It can be 1 minute, one well-done minute every day, using a mechanism that already exists in your body and was just being left idle. You saw that the heart does its part by pushing the blood, but the one that helps with the return, especially from the legs and feet, is the calf working like a pump. And when you move your ankle the right way, you activate that pump. When you move your toes, you wake up the tip of circulation and give a direct stimulus to foot sensitivity. It's like you're unlocking the internal path and reminding your foot to take part in your day again. Now, the most important thing is not to do it perfectly. It's to do it consistently. If you start with once a day, that already counts. If on a certain day you're more tired, do it shorter, softer, but do it. Because the body responds to repetition. It understands repeated signals, and when it gets the message, it starts to cooperate. Your leg feels less heavy. Your foot warms up more easily. The numbness takes longer to show up, and that constant urge to move your feet tends to go down. And if you want to turn this into complete care without making it a boring list of obligations, think of it like this. In the morning, drink a glass of water as the first thing of the day and do the minute in the chair, just to get circulation going. During the day, whenever you remember, avoid sitting still for hours. If you've been sitting too long, get up, take a few steps, sit back down. Done. At night, if your legs usually swell or feel heavy, elevate them a bit for a few minutes, and if you like, do a warm foot soak. And before bed, 1 more minute. It doesn't have to become a project, it needs to become a simple habit. And I'll ask you for something practical that helps a lot. Choose a fixed time for this minute. It could be before breakfast, before watching TV, or before bed. But choose one, because when you tie the exercise to a moment in your day, you don't depend on motivation. You depend on routine. And routine, especially at this stage in life, is what brings the best results. If this content helped you, tell me one thing in the comments. What time will you do your minute? In the morning, in the afternoon, or at night before bed? And if you know someone who always complains about cold feet, tingling, or heavy legs, share this with them. Sometimes what's missing isn't strength, isn't medicine, isn't a miracle. It's just one well-used minute every day.